Hey everybody, what's up? It is the Ultimate Being 01, or rather, the Chill Stream Live. And I gotta be honest, before we go into this game here, I was gonna stream this game, right? Before we do that, I'm gonna touch on some things about this channel. Why I've been absent, why the Ultimate Being 01's commentary was so divisive, what's been going on in the news, and what's going on with me personally. Because there's a lot of stuff that's happening. It's again, I gotta be honest, it's starting to get to me a little bit, you know. So I just want to uh, put a little finality on some of the things I was doing and saying on the internet. Well, first and foremost, I don't even know where to start. Let's start with that my YouTube channel. Before it was called the Chill Streaming Live, I called it the Ultimate Being 01's commentary. I created that out of a fit of rage because living in the United States as a black American, you realize a lot of ugly stuff about this country. And a lot of stuff that I was talking about, it bothered me. So I created that that channel, and it's I delete all those videos except for the one in which I made fun of Cyberpunk 2077. The channel's still low, but it's no longer called the Ultimate Being 01's commentary. The reason why was because I had to change the heart, and I decided just to get rid of that stuff. And I said there's some other videos. However, due to the terrible mic quality with the Hori controller, you may not have heard it. And I have not been in good health lately. That was another reason why I wanted to just take a step back from the YouTube channel. It's gonna go to a little personal stuff. But I treat this YouTube page as like my personal little rant space, where I get some stuff off my chest. So I went to the emergency room last night, right? And they diagnosed me with cirrhosis of the liver, which could be potentially fatal if it's not treated and taken care of early. The good thing is, according to the doctor, it's more like I have like a fatty liver. It is just not regulating bodily chemicals properly. It results in a fluid being deposited to my legs and stomach, and there's a medical term for that. But I'm not here to go into sciences. I'm just not in the mood for it. Last night I was experiencing a lot of abdominal and leg swelling. I could barely move. I'm not gonna lie, I thought I was dying. So I went to the ER and they diagnosed me with that. The swelling is starting to go down, but I've gone on the internet and read about this disease, and it tends to progress to liver failure, which tends to be fatal. And the life expectancy of people with it is very, very small. Life expectancy of people with cirrhosis tends to decrease after 5 years, for what I glanced at. It can be prolonged, and yeah, I could get a liver transplant, but I don't have any money. On top of that, liver transplants take a long time. All that being said, I was going through a lot of stuff, and that's why I stopped, recording, making videos, and ultimately stopped playing on this YouTube channel because it all just started feeling pointless. Now, I did write on the internet, and I hated that I started doing this because my writings have become influential for the wrong reasons. I'm getting the hint that people, some politicians, some celebrities, some game producers have been reading my writings and mimicking my style. And I don't feel good about this, so I'm probably gonna go back, delete some of this stuff that was ever written under the Ultimate Being 01 or my name, Chris Jackson. Another thing, is when all this stuff is happening, you start to really, reflect on, the past, your decision making. And I'm going to make some like changes for my diet and for my health. But if something were to happen to me, chances are it was due to a failing liver. So I'm just gonna put that out there. Another thing, world news when I started delving into it has just took the wind out of me because it's just a bunch of smarmy, worthless pieces of crap running the government. And now you know why people like me suffer from chronic diseases. Because if we had universal health care, I would have caught this earlier. I would have freely just went to a doctor, checked my health, and they would have diagnosed it much sooner. But because I'm worried about the cost, except for last night where I was just too afraid, I just said, fuck it, go to the ER. Because I was worried about the cost, I put it off. And now I have a fatty liver that with scar tissue that according to the doctor, it could progress to the point that it can become fatal. But the doctor did say that the liver is still functioning, but it's not functioning correctly. I may have to go to a gastroenterologist and see about getting a liver transplant. So there you go. There's a little update on the Ultimate Being 01. The purveyor truth, the chill stream alive. Yes, people, I go through a lot of things, just like you. I just didn't think that. I just did not think that. I always knew that I was gonna die somehow, either in a random act of violence or possibly of natural causes. I just didn't think that it would be something like cirrhosis of the liver that could potentially kill me before my parents died. So I gotta hit the gym. I don't have a choice at this point. Gotta find a gym. Gotta start sweating out because you can sweat out toxins to reduce the amount of work put on the liver. And I'm gonna reduce my sodium intake considerably. And I'm gonna eat very small portions. No more restaurant food for me ever. That shit nasty anyway. So I gotta also get used to taking a diuretic, and yeah, things are just not good for me personally. Don't worry though, dear viewer, I'm gonna keep my head up and keep fighting. That's the only thing I can do. But it gets worse. Although what's going on with me is terrible, what's going on across the world is terrible, and you've already seen the news. So I even need to go into detail. I'll touch on it a little bit. The Israel genocide of Palestinians. That's been some of the most heartbreaking shit ever. You can hear it in my voice. It gets to me. But yeah, it's some really terrible stuff. Um, it's it's a whole. It's far worse than anything happened to me. And I'm trying not to you know fall apart on this recording. I never get emotional on my recordings, but this is a hard subject for me. And all I'm gonna say is just start watching the news in America, because they're all lying to you. I've even preached about that on my channel, the Ultimate Being Zero One's commentary, not too long ago. The whole thing about credibility, establishment, and maintaining, and not trusting American news. Well, there you go. You already know everything about what's going on to the Palestinians, right? You can't trust basically anyone. Institutions are lying, U.S. corporations are lying, U.S. governments are lying. and it's seeming more and more that not only was this done to steal oil from Gaza, but it was just an act of the sheer prejudice towards Muslims, and it's revealing a lot of things about the United States government that it's always been engaging in genocides to steal resources. That's the real reason for September 11, 2001 attack, in my honest opinion. I mean, it's coming to light now that it wasn't even Saudi Arabia who hijacked the planes. Well, it may have been. We don't know. But it seemed like there was orchestration between the United States, Israel, and possibly some Middle Eastern country like Saudi Arabia. And now it's coming more out that Israel committed September 11th so that the United States can aid in the attacks on Muslims in Afghanistan, Iraq, and many other regions across the Middle East. For 20 years, a 20-year genocide where several successors of presidents killed approximately 10 to 14 million Middle Easterns, Arabic people, Muslims. And it should shine light on the fact that Israel used the same playbook to just cause terrorism by blaming Muslims and then committing terrorism after the fact. That reveals that they've always done this. So what I'm thinking is that somebody once attributed acts of terror to Muslims, and Islamic extremism were actually Israelis. One example was the Boston Marathon bombing. I don't have evidence, but I'm just thinking that may have been Israel. That kid may have been Israeli. Even looks like an Israeli. And you know, this is fucked up. That's why people like me are relegated to the internet, because this country is just messed up. It's not a country where you can prosper. It's a country that only gather risk through making deals and oftentimes straight up criminality. And that's the reason why I created this video here, is that the reason why I'm been relegated to writing on the internet, ranting, and on YouTube and stuff is because this stuff is just this country just it's not wholesome. I would never in a million years want to go see people die because I want to steal oil. That is sick. But U.S. politicians, being guided, massive air quotes on the word guided, by Israel, well, they see fit to go and invade territories. It's just sickening. There's just a lot of stuff a lot of food on my plate. No pun intended. And it just sickens me, seeing and hearing all this stuff. Well, I just want to put this recording out there. This is just gonna be a little rant, little update on myself and this channel, and possibly some future rants and talks. I'm really not in the spirit to be recording games anymore, but if I do get in the mood, I'll be here. I'll stream Street Fighter 6. It may actually be tonight. I'm not gonna put any editing on this. It's just gonna be me ranting. With that being said, those have been 01 signing off for now. Take care of yourself.